Hello traders, welcome back to this video. It is a Sunday and we always do analysis on Sundays. So as you all know, this is the best channel to get your analysis each and every week. We do analysis on Sundays and Wednesdays. So make sure you are here always so that you can get the updates that I have for you. So in today's video, I want us to talk about some few pairs. I have USD So let's start with the USD So on USD we have been bullish for some time now. USD has been very bullish for some time. So and currently we have some reaction. We have this area. USD is trying to react from this area. So we have a very good order block from the daily time frame. So that is why we can see this reaction. You can see this selling reaction from this point here. So this is where USD is currently reacting from. So this is the order block. We have this daily order block that has a fair value gap. You can see clearly the daily order block. So let me adjust that. So this is the daily order block which has a fair value gap where USD is trying to react from. So if I extend this one here, this order block, this zone, you can see clearly where USD is trying to react from. So I told you guys that any order block, let's say maybe from the higher time frames, is very, very important for you as a trader. So we have a very good order block from the daily time frame, you can see clearly, and that is why we have this kind of reaction. So what I'm trying to look for as a bias for me is I'm going to try to join this selling pressure. Let's say maybe to try and fill also the fair value gap that was left behind. So I have a very good bias, and now that I am seeing this selling pressure, I would like to see USD having a pullback to try and fill this fair value gap that is trying to that is being left behind. So I'll try to look for a retracement into this area before I look for more selling pressure to fill this fair value gap. So if I have that clear bias that USD is having that bearish momentum from this point of interest, I'm sure USD will try to retrace back inside. If we have more buying pressure, we'll react after the market has tried to fill this fair value gap. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to drop into the 4 hour time frame and see what is happening there. So on the 4 hour time frame, the valid order block that I'm seeing right now is this one here. You can see this order block here, the 4 hour order block. So before price comes into this 4 hour order block, I want to look for my selling opportunities into this order block. So remember the daily order block that I want to see price coming back into is from this point. I want to see price pulling back into this area, tap into that order block that was going to be left behind, and then we have that move to this zone. So this is my target zone. This is where I'll be targeting the 4 hour order block. This is the 4 hour order block. So I will want to take my sales from up here to this low. So coming into the 1 hour time frame, let's try to look for a zone to have our entries from up here to this low. So into the 1 hour time frame, I do not have any zone here or any zone up here, but I have this fair value gap. I have this fair value gap that was left here, but price came back into it and reacted from it. You can see this week that came into that fair value gap before moving to the downside. So I'll have this fair value gap mitigated, but the fair value gap is not filled uh, completely. So I'll just ignore that and try to look for an entry point, let's say maybe from a lower time frame. So coming into the 15 minutes time frame, let me try and look for a good zone for my entry. So into the 15 minutes time frame, we have the downtrend. In the 15 minutes time frame, we have this downtrend to the downside. So and currently the market left behind a very good order block at that point where I want to see the daily order block being mitigated. This was the daily order block. This is the daily order block low. So I want to see the order block being mitigated, and then we have the move to the downside. And the nearest order block that I can see from the lower time frame is this one from the 15 minutes time frame. This order block here that was left behind. And luckily enough, this order block here had swept liquidity. You can see that this high was taken as liquidity. Remember, when the market went down, it cleared this low liquidity, and then the market again came back up and cleared the highs liquidity. We had some equal highs at this point, so the market took out this equal highs liquidity by forming this order block, and then the move happened to the downside. So I expect USD to clear this low, and after clearing this low, I will expect USD to pull back to take these highs as inducement, to take these highs as liquidity before moving down. So my entry point will be at this point. I'll prefer to enter my selling opportunity on USD from that order block, my stop loss just above there, and then the take profit. The first take profit, as always, is 1:3 risk to reward ratio, and then the full take profit now will be down here at my 4-hour order block. So that is my view on USD. I want to take my selling opportunities from this zone now that we have the reaction from the daily order block. So I want to take my selling opportunities to these lows, to the 4-hour order block. So that is my view on USD. It is a very very good analysis from USD. So I will still update you guys on Wednesday with whatever the market will be having for us. So this is my view on USD. So let me have another analysis from NAS 100. I also have NAS 100. So on NAS 100, if I come to the 4-hour time frame, let me start my analysis from the 4-hour time frame. NAS 100, if you come to the daily time frame, NAS 100 is very, very bullish to the upside. And for the past 3 weeks, we have been having a bearish move, and we are going to focus in this movement to these lows. Currently, right now, NAS 100 has already cleared these lows liquidity, and I want to see what the market will be doing at this point. So, coming into the 1-hour time frame, because I don't have any clear view from the 4-hour time frame, let's say maybe I try to look for this order block. So let me delete this. So let me see. Let me mark this order block that was left behind. I think NAS 100 will be having a pullback into that area to mitigate the 4-hour order block. So I'll let me delete this one, these lines. So I expect NAS 100 to pull back into this area to fill the fair value gap before we have a reaction to the downside, if the price will be willing to push more to the downside. So coming into the 1-hour time frame, let me try to see if we can have a very good zone to have our entries. So NAS 100 currently right now, it seems there is a pullback being formed here, and we want to utilize that pullback. So if I come into the 15 minutes time frame, let me try to look at the 30 minutes time frame to see if we can have a very good zone. So currently, right now, you can see that when this pullback is being formed to the upside, we can see that here there is a valid break of structure after the market took out this low as an inducement. So this low here has a very good sweep of liquidity. The price swept these lows as the liquidity before going up to break structure. So we have our sweep of liquidity at that point, and then we have a valid break of structure to the upside at this point up here. So this is our valid break of structure to the upside, and then now the market is trying to come back down. So I'm going to use this pullback here as an inducement to be taken out as liquidity, and then we have this zone down here from the 30 minutes time frame, an order block with a fair value gap. So this is my point of interest because now I have this origin sweeping liquidity before going to break structure. And then immediately before above the point of interest, we have a liquidity to be swept, an inducement to be swept as liquidity before the market continues moving higher. So I expect the fair value gap that was left behind to be taken out. So that is why I'm looking to buy from this point. Although the trade can be very risky because this is a counter trend. So this is my point of interest. I'm going to look for my buying opportunities from that area. My stop loss just below that point of interest, and then the first take profit as always 1:3 risk to reward ratio, and then the full take profit is at that 4 hour order block. So that is my view on NAS 100. If we come to the 15 minutes time frame, that is my point of interest. A very good trade to take. So watch out for this area. Let's try to utilize this opportunity. If we have a very good confirmation, or if you choose, you can have an aggressive entry with a, well, let's say maybe a small lot size, so that you can, so that the trade cannot be very very risky. So that is my view on NAS 100. A very good setup for you guys. So I'll analyze Euro USD also. So on Euro USD, the market reacted with how I didn't even expect the market to react that way, but it is normal. So coming into the 4 hour time frame, I from the last analysis I told you that we had this as our strong low here. We had this as our strong low. That is why you can see this was really trying to break this low, and it was finding it very difficult to uh, go through this area. But currently, right now, price came back down, and we have a very good reaction from this fair value gap here at this point. But currently, right now, I am focusing to try and look for selling opportunities on Euro USD because of how the market reacted. And currently, right now, if I look at the 4 hour time frame, let's try to look for from the daily time frame. From the daily time frame, we have this fair value gap. We have this fair value gap. That price can come back very easily to fill that fair value gap. So be very keen on that area also. And then we have no any other block that can make price to be reacting from it. But currently, right now, I'm trying to look for some selling opportunities to the downside because I think price will come to clear this low. So let's try to look for some bearish move. But because I do not have a very clear structure right now, I'm going to focus more on this order block. We have this 4 hour order block that is not mitigated. So I want to see price coming back into this order block, and then I will want to see a change of character, a confirmation, or you can use any confirmation for those who do not have a very specific confirmation to use. You can use a change of character or a candle confirmation that you can choose. So I want to see price coming into this order block with the order block which has a fair value gap, and then I'll want to see price reacting from here with a change of character because if for example you come into the 30 minutes time frame, or the, for example, the 30 minutes time frame, you can see that price swept these highs as liquidity. You can see here we have this high here being used as liquidity, and from my analysis last time, I don't if I remember, it was on Wednesday, or I tried to post a signal on my group, and I was expecting some selling pressure from this point, but the area was used as liquidity. And right now, after the price swept this high as liquidity, we can see that the price went down to break structure. So we have a valid break of structure to the downside, and that means we now have our strong high at this point here because we now have a valid break of structure after an inducement was taken out as liquidity. So I want to see price coming into this area, the 4 hour order block, and then we'll try to look for our selling opportunities from this point. So that will be my entry point on Euro USD. I'll try to look for my selling opportunities from that point. And then, as always, because now we have this week, from the higher time frame, this is a week. Because we have this up here, I will want to see a confirmation first before I have my entry. But I want to see price reacting from that 4 hour order block before I have my entries. And then the first take profit, as always, is 1:3 risk to reward ratio. But let's try to wait for a confirmation because there is no any clear view on a Euro USD. But I think price will come back to fill this fair value gap and tap into that 4 hour order block before we have the move to the downside. So my entry on a Euro USD will be from that area. I'll wait to see what price will be having for me. So stay updated so that I can update you guys on Wednesday with whatever the market will try to do between Monday and Tuesday. So that is my view on Euro USD. I also have gold. I also have gold. Gold is my last pair. So on gold, from our last video on Wednesday, I told you guys that gold was reacting from this order block from the daily time frame. That is why we had this selling pressure, selling momentum to these lows. And I told you guys, price is coming to retest this double bottom. We have a double bottom here. Price is coming to uh, test this double bottom before we look for buying opportunities to the upside because we are still bullish on gold, so we are trying to look for buying opportunities from this point to the upside. So and I had marked a very good point of entry from our last video from the 15 minutes time frame, and I told you guys that that is my point of interest where I will want to see some bullish momentum from gold. So the price came into that order block that I marked for you guys. The order block came from the 15 minutes time frame. This was the point of interest. The last order block that was left behind by gold. And I was very, very interested with that point of entry. That is why this is my best point of interest to take a trade from. So the price came into that area and we have a very good reaction. So let me extend this so that you guys can see how gold reacted from that point. So and currently gold is forming a very good bearish momentum to these lows. The market is trying to make this structure to the door, to this low. So the market tapped into this area. I took a very good trade from this area because I had a very good bias that gold was going to come into this area and react from that area. So this was the last order block with a fair value gap, and we have all these lows here as liquidity. So the market came into this area and we have this bullish reaction. And currently, right now, the market is trying to react from this strong high. This is a strong high because this high swept this inducement before coming back down to break structure here. So we have a valid break of structure here when the market is trying to have this downtrend. So we have this valid break of structure, and that means this is the strong high. That is why we have this kind of reaction from that point. So the market is trying to react, the gold is trying to react from this high, and that is why you have this selling pressure. So currently right now I want to focus from this area. I want to look for an opportunity to buy, but because I do not have a confirmation that gold is going to buy, I'm going to wait for a confirmation because it is very, very important to look for a confirmation before you take any trade. So let me. So sorry. If I come into the 1 hour time frame, I want to look for a point of interest where I can look for my buying opportunities because this was the only area that was remaining behind to be. This was the untested area because the fair value gap was left behind here. So I think gold was trying to come into this area, fill this fair value gap before we have a buying reaction to the upside. So because of that, I want to look for buying opportunities. So I'll try to look for a buying opportunity. We have this 1 hour order block here. That is a valid order block. So let me delete this. Sorry. So let me adjust that. So because of this reaction from this point, I want to see price coming into this area, the 1 hour order block, and fill in this fair value gap also. We have some liquidity just above that area. So I want to see price coming into this area, and if I have a very good confirmation, I'll take my buying opportunities to the upside because I want to see gold reacting to the upside also. So let me that is my setup on gold. I will look to take long positions from this area. Stop loss just below that area. If I have a confirmation, don't take this trade as an aggressive trade. So, and my first take profit obviously at that high. My first take profit three is 1:3 risk to reward ratio, and probably at that high. So my buyers on gold, I want to look for buys from this area. So let's wait for confirmation before we take any trade opportunity from this point of interest. So that is our analysis for this day on Sunday. So thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and even turn on the notification bell so that you can not so that you cannot miss on any update that I have for you guys.